What is going on, guys? Rewinds here, and in this video I'm going to be talking to you guys about the Boruto manga. We're going to be talking about the next death that may be happening in the Boruto manga, so this is going to be a discussion of that. So I have three big deaths that may occur in the Boruto manga. One is a bit of a reach, and I don't really think it'll happen, but you never know. The other two, though, I think there's a strong possibility. And we're mainly going to be focusing on people of the Hidden Leaf Village, people that have been around for a while. Deaths that would be really, really impactful, I feel like, because I don't want to sit here and talk about, hey, Damon might die in the next 3 chapters. And I'm sure there's some people that like Damon, no hate to you guys if you do, but I feel like a death of a character that's been around in the franchise much more longer would be a lot more impactful to the audience. So let's talk about it. First person that I think may be getting the axe may be Shikamaru. So if we're talking about Shikamaru has actually been, I'd say, very well involved in Boruto in comparison to a lot of the older characters. I would say it's mainly been Naruto, Sasuke, and Shikamaru for the most part. I think we see those three the most, and after that it's probably Sai. And aside from Sai, I'd say Sakura comes after that, which is crazy because Sakura was, part of the main team back then, but nowadays we don't really see her like that. And we definitely see Ino too occasionally as well, but not everybody gets used, not everybody's involved. Shikamaru is, though. So Shikamaru may be the one to go next in the Boruto manga, and I say this because Code is out for revenge. Code is someone who has taken a lot of L's in the manga lately, but it seems like he doesn't seem to care a ton about that. It's really driving him more now to bounce back and get his revenge. Shikamaru is someone that was especially heavily involved in the recent Code arc, where Code took him hostage for a little bit at one point as well. Shikamaru was involved in a lot of the dialogue. Shikamaru was also pretty involved in a lot of parts of the manga that had to do with Amado. Shikamaru also played a role in trying to come up with a plan to stop Code, and then Ida came in as well. Shikamaru made this whole proposal to Ida like a while ago when she attacked the village with Code, or they raided the village to get Amado. That part, I believe, chapter 69, I think. So Shikamaru has played a big role for sure. And towards the end of that encounter, Code said that Shikamaru had made his list. That gives me a lot of reason to think that Shikamaru is gonna have a target on his back. And I guess funny enough, you could have said that literally back then, because Shikamaru had that claw mark left on him before. Now I think that's been taken care of somehow, because they can destroy them, I believe. It's not like one of those markings that Minato used to do, where the marking would last forever. It's more so destroyable here. So if those two run into each other again, and now Code with his limiters removed, I think it's very, very possible that he's going to come for Shikamaru at some point. I don't think he'll show up to the village only for Shikamaru, but if he runs into him, I think Shikamaru may be in trouble this time. He may still outsmart him and make it out, but I think there's a good chance that they could use him as someone who goes next, and that would be a very impactful death because Naruto then loses a close friend, he loses an advisor, and on top of that, that would be a death that reaches word to a lot of the old cast for sure from Naruto as well, and perhaps propel them to get a little more involved in the story. So that's the main case for Shikamaru. Next up, we're going to be talking about Sasuke. Actually, no, one more thing about Shikamaru. Shikamaru's death could also be pretty impactful as well for characters such as Mirai as well as Shikadai. I want to also include that because they're involved in the anime especially a good bit, so we could get some big stuff with them if they do that right. Okay, Now on to Sasuke. So, Sasuke is probably, in my opinion, the one that's most likely to die in this series. And I know some people are going to hate that. Um, just because, there's a bunch of people out there that aren't even fans of Boruto, but when there's something crazy like that, they're going to come back to watch, come back to maybe read. Definitely would be something crazy if they went down that route. And it's definitely been foreshadowed as well. If you just look within the last 4 chapters even, Sasuke says, he'll gladly put his life down for Boruto and just in general to protect the village. I think Sasuke is going to be someone that they give the axe to, but if they do that, they need to handle his death really, really well, I think. He needs to have a Jiraiya level type of death. I don't think, when I say that, I don't think I mean that he needs to get jumped by 6 different dudes at once. We don't necessarily need that, but wherever Sasuke goes out, he needs to go out in a pretty good manner. I don't want to hear none of that stuff from Sasuke about, oh, I'm out of chakra after using 2 Chidoris. So they need to make sure if they go down that route that they're going to do it right. I think Sasuke is also somebody that may die at the hands of Code. And we'll see what other villains they develop too. I'm sure there's going to be something different down the line. But Code is someone that could definitely take him out right now. Code is also... I think Sasuke is on the list of his, so Code will definitely target him, and at least I think at some point we are definitely going to see a Naruto and Sasuke versus Code fight. I think it's bound to happen. Maybe Sasuke is going to die in that. It's possible. Maybe he's going to die somewhere alone while on a scouting mission. We don't know. But a death of Sasuke of all people would be something with a lot of magnitude for sure. It would impact Sakura a ton. It would impact Naruto a great bit. Shikamaru, previous Hokage like Tsunade. Okay, maybe not Tsunade because we don't see her like that, but Kakashi for sure. Some of the newer gen, because Sasuke's a big name, It's definitely going to impact Boruto a ton because that's his sensei. That's going to hit a lot for him. On top of that, Sarada, I think that's going to be the biggest impact. That I'm saying that they may do his death possibly so she gets her Mangekyo. It's very possible. But then again, they've had Sarada unlock her Sharingan in a little bit of a different manner compared to the traditional Uchiha. So I don't know if they're going to go down that route for her Mangekyo, but it is possible. So Sasuke, though, definitely, I think, would have the most impactful death, and I think it's a good possibility to do that. The third one, and the last one I'm going to be discussing in this video, this one is one I think is least likely of the 3, just because he doesn't really get manga time like that. But the next one I'm going to talk about is Konohamaru. He does make the occasional appearances in the manga, but just because he's the guy who would be next slated to become Hokage, in terms of goals, because I think they would set him up for that. I think maybe when this time skip rolls around, they can get him right with some transformations, and if they do want to kill him off before he ever gets to go to that Hokage role, he probably would be someone just like I think Sasuke and Shikamaru. You would need to kill him off in a well manner, and the impact of his death would be big because Mitsuki cares about Konohamaru, that's his sensei. Boruto definitely cares about Konohamaru, that's his sensei as well. And Sarada cares a lot about Konohamaru, especially if you watch the anime and see, go back to episode 227 and see what kind of impact Konohamaru has on her and how much he means to Sarada. So they could do that as well to have Sarada unlock her Mangekyo Sharingan. I think that's another possibility. Konohamaru's death will also have an impact, I believe, on Naruto in a big manner, as well as Shikamaru. But even Sasuke would be stunned. Things would definitely change because he's definitely still one of their best jonin around, even though, on screen They say that a lot, but anytime he's been fighting in the Boruto anime that we're watching, especially in recent days, I would say, like, in that whole episode 170 to like 210 span, he took a good bit of L's because he fought a bunch of guys that were out of his league at the moment. But regardless of that, he's definitely one of the most capable shinobi, and he would definitely have an impactful death as well. But that's my thoughts right now on who may be the next death in the Boruto manga. These three are, I would say, the candidates that I think may go sometime in the series. Maybe soon, maybe later. I think the first two, though, more so than Konohamaru. But let me know what you guys think, though, in the comments below. Who do you guys think is going to get the axe? Do you think it's going to be Shikamaru, Sasuke, Konohamaru, maybe somebody else? It could be Naruto, for all we know. But he's got to be around for that part of the story with Kawaki and Boruto. So that's why I don't think he would be the next one if they went down that route of trying to kill him. But all in all, yeah, that's my thoughts on this. Let me know what you think in the comments below. If you did enjoy the video, be sure to hit the like button. Subscribe to my channel if you guys are new. Hope you guys have a good day or night whenever you guys are watching this video. I'm Rewinds, and I'm out.